Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner, and this is Gossip Chat. Who said that? Okay. So, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and look on my whole JayBird. Dun 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 dun. Okay, and all that good stuff. I'm tired, y'all. Not tired yet, but I'm like, okay, let me get this gossip chat done today, because Lord knows how many days it's gonna take for YouTube to approve it. Okay, so if you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel. Girl, I already did that. Lord Jesus. Make sure you like the video, was what I was supposed to say. Make sure that you like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, hit that notification bell because it lets you know when I have new content. You can follow me on IG and on Twitter, and the name is above my head. Okay, that's my IG and my Twitter handle. Okay, so it's a couple topics, not too much stuff went on, so let's kind of get into it. So Nicole Murphy was on Wendy Williams today. Was today or yesterday? One of the two. And she was this the first interview she's given since the whole debacle, what I'm saying, with her and Antoine Fuqua, who was Layla Rashawn's husband. Okay. So Nicole was on there today. Now I will say Nicole's face looks really tight, like tighter than usual. But I don't know if that's because she's just getting a little bit older or if she has something nipped and tucked and pulled. I'm not sure. Nicole has usually always been a very, very beautiful woman. She looks weird here. But again, her face looks just, I don't know, just different. So I don't know, again, is it work? Or it could be because, she's getting, how old is she? How old is Nicole Murphy?
Nicole Mitchell Murphy was born 51 years ago.
Oh, she's only 51. Oh, well, I mean, she looks good, but it's her shirt. This looks tight. This looks really tight. Anyway, so she was on it today. So look, I have a couple different feelings about her whole appearance. This is my thing. For one, I don't think she should have won on Wendy. I do not. I feel like Wendy, as much as I love her, she is not the place to go when you are in a scandal. You want to know why? Because she's going to use the scandal to the best of her ability to kind of embarrass you. And I feel like that's what Wendy did. And I feel like Nicole must not have realized that in a way she's a mistress. Okay? Even though all we know that she kissed this man, we don't know that she slept with this man. But, I mean, I would not go on anyone's show who was going through divorce because their husband had a whole mistress for 15 years, because I feel like Wendy loved giving it to Nicole because it's the way she cannot give it to her husband's mistress. Okay? So, for the most part, she said that she wished she never did it. Okay, so she wished she never did it. It was a whole, moment in time. She should have done her due diligence and got more information. She should have looked more into his history or his life or whatever. This is what I feel happened. I feel like her and that's why have been messing around. I feel like Layla's husband actively messes around with people. I don't think that's a secret or whatever. Mainly because her and that man still married. So I feel like Nicole and that man was creeping around here, creeping around there. They met up where they met up, okay, and did not think people would take pictures of them, and then it happened, okay. Now, I'm also not going to rag on her too hard, mainly because that man was married. He knew he was married, and I feel like so many people are going so hard on Nicole, but it's her fault. It's her fault because the same way Layla and Antoine ain't saying not a peep, not a word, I would not have either. I would have put out one blanket statement and said what I said on this show, but I would not have gave anyone the opportunity to question me detail by detail, because Wendy questioned her detail by detail made Nicole look worse. Okay, and I don't think Nicole is a bad person, and I agree with her saying how people make mistakes, fucked up mistakes, but mistakes nonetheless. Okay, and when she said how, oh, that wasn't my statement, I didn't release that statement saying that we were to tell me friends. Now, that came from Love B. Scott. And Love B. Scott posted a story today saying, oh, that was BS. Him said she lied. Love B. Scott called her a lying scallywag on his on the blog. And said that because Eddie Murphy was upset how this situation was impacting their 5 children, who are basically all grown. Okay, the youngest child is 17, so they're not even really children if you ask me. But you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, impact them. I'm like, Eddie, you have had affairs, and you have been Eddie has been caught up in plenty of scandals over the years. Okay, even the whole debacle with him and MLB, the whole debacle. Look, Eddie has been caught up in enough to not make it seem as if the one thing that Nicole was caught up in is going to impact their family. I'm like, Eddie been more of a Rolling Stone than Nicole has been, truth be told, okay? And let's not act like, you know, the only reason she's getting the brunt of this is because the guy won't speak. And I don't think it's fair when we are harder on the hussies of the situation than we are the husbands, okay? My thing is, Antoine was Layla's husband. He should be getting the brunt of messing around on his wife, not her. She dead wrong. Dead wrong on her track. Okay, dead wrong on her heels. Dead wrong on her block. She's dead wrong all the way around. However, let's not make it seem as if she's the worst person because she's the one speaking out. I can't do that. Now, she said, I'm human. She said, I apologize. She looked in the camera and said, I'm sorry. Now, Wendy asking her to look in the camera and apologize to Layla was some bullshit, in my opinion. My thing is, I would say, Wendy, handle your husband before you try to handle me, okay? It's what I would have said. I feel like Wendy took a little bit of pleasure in kind of raking her over the coals, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, Wendy can't do none of this with her husband's mistress, so I think Nicole was her scapegoat. And I feel like, on one tip, Wendy was also trying to get back as a wife for Layla Rashawn, but I feel like Layla Rashawn is still married to that man, as we know, happily, wearing a ring and everything. Okay, so my thing is, sometimes let sleeping dogs lie. Layla is laying with her sleeping dog. Nicole shouldn't have came on here. I feel like, even though Wendy said that she had asked Nicole through the television, to come to her show, to talk about it or whatever, and Nicole, because she has no other platform to go on. If you notice, Wendy don't have many guests. Not many people go on Wendy. And Wendy brought up how I think it's because people are afraid of me. No, it's because when someone goes on your show, you trying to get some dirt. You're trying to get something to be a headline, to be all that stuff. And what I find funnier is all that mess that she created with Tamar and the Rio. She ain't spoke on it not now since then, because she wants to create drama that she can control and talk about. And I feel like that's why some people don't come on her show, because they could have a great project coming up, but when they gonna try to focus on something else, okay? Because that's just what it is. Because she had Nick Cannon on, and I like how Nick Cannon brought up how when she asked about his kids, and she said, "Oh yeah, the other kid, right?" He said, "Oh, not now it's the other kid. Before what, he was an oops baby," meaning she be saying shady shit because she's a shady person, but I am too, so I can't go in on that too hard. But again, she was being shady to Nicole, and again, because Nicole is dumb enough to be on the show, girl, hush. But again, Nicole was shopping around some product she had on. I think she had like a gym line or a fitness workout or something. But Nicole can't go on no other person's talk show to talk about it. Ellen ain't gonna have her on. The Talk ain't gonna have her on. The Real will probably not have her on. I don't think The Real would have her on either. I can't see her being on any other show based on the situation of her being such a hot topic, kissing that lady's husband, okay? So she bit the bullet and came here because she had no choice. And because where else can you speak about your project? But my thing is, what you should be trying to do is try to get on Basketball Wives. Well, no. Because who did she date? Well, she dated the football player. She dated Michael Strahan. Was he a former football player? But I don't know. But I mean, it's plenty of shows where ex-wives can be on. Or try to make your own show. I don't know. But I would not have one on Wendy. Now, the whole thing of her trying to blame social media, I got what she meant. Okay, she kept on saying, well, social media is always spreading lies or whatever. What I think she meant was, if someone puts something out on social media, it runs and it spreads like wildfire, and you feel like it's factual. That's true. That is very true with social media. One person can put up one thing and it spreads as if it's the Bible of it all. And it be a whole both-faced lie. So I get what she meant by that. When Wendy kept showing the two photos, because we seen two photos of them kissing. And I said it before, a person can be caught in a moment and it makes it look like it's more than what it was. But at the end of the day, you were kissing someone else's husband. So I think she partly owned up to it in the fact by her saying, I'm sorry. Yes, it happened. It should not have happened. I should have thought it through. I should have thought more about it. I should have asked her. I feel like he made her feel like he was single. Probably because they were on a whole trip in another country kissing and kissing and hugging. So, I mean, people assume if a married man is out with a woman, he's not really married. Okay? So let's not act like she could not have been under the impression that him and Layla marriage was over. Let's not act like that couldn't be a factual thing that he could have said. But we don't know that. You want to know why? Because Layla and Antoine have stayed quiet, which makes her the scapegoat. When she said, I wish I would have, just dug a little bit deeper, I feel like he told her he was sick. That's what many do. Wendy's husband had a whole mistress for 15 years, living down the street. Okay, so we can't act like men don't do things. A lot of people, and you know what I'm saying? Like I look, I can't go in hard on women when it's the man who cheated on his wife. He ain't shit. Neither is she. Neither is she. But at the same time, we don't know what he told her. Truth be told, we didn't know nothing about Lady Roshana and her husband. Had I seen Lady Roshana's husband somewhere out in the world, I would not have known that that was her husband. And had he told me he was single, I would know no better. Now the whole thing with her and how they weren't really they weren't really family friends. She wasn't in the wedding. They weren't close like that. I do believe that she knew them. Okay, I feel like her husband is not her husband. Layla's husband, Antoine Fuqua, is a big name director dude in the business. And I feel like Nicole was married to Eddie long enough to be in them same circles. So I feel like, oh, you knew of them. Again, you knew of them. So okay, same circles. But I also can't believe they weren't friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we look at things as regular folk. You know what I'm saying? As regular folk. But in entertainment, like you people can be in the same circles and not really know the person. Oh yeah, I know that's Carrie Hilson's husband. Not Carrie Hilson. Kerry Washington's husband. I know him, but you don't really know them like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can get that. And again, I feel like she was stupid to come on Wendy knowing damn well that the dude who you messed with, that you kissed or whatever, ain't said nothing about it. If he ain't said nothing, I ain't said nothing either. Again, the most I would have done was release a blanket statement saying I apologize for any pain and hurt I may have caused my family, Layla Rochon, okay, and my misstep with her husband, okay, who I did not fully know they were still in a marriage. That's what I would have said that, because that's just me. We can't act like we don't know what he did. We don't know what he said. So I just want people to stop going so hard at her and let's point it towards him, okay, and not forget. Layla forgave him, and my thing is, we should only be as mad as the wife is. If the wife ain't pissed off, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Now, she also brought up the whole Lisa Ray coming in and saying how, that she also tried to get with her man, and she said that ain't true. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why she said that. You know what I'm saying? And when Wendy brought up how the husband had been caught with Roxy Diaz, she said, that ain't nothing to do with me. Like, that ain't nothing to do with me. And she brought up how the husband had said, he put out a statement saying it wasn't true. And then Wendy gonna say, well, he's a liar. Why would we believe the man? I mean, why? People lie. Women lie. Men lie. Numbers don't lie. So I think let proof it. And again, I feel like Lisa Ray should go sit down somewhere because it had nothing to do with her. And again, when situations don't have any, unless Lisa Ray has some definite proof and not some I think it happened, just be quiet. And again, you ain't with that man. We don't. Girl, and I'm not trying to defend her. I don't think she's a home wrecker. I do not. I feel like we know for a fact now that Antoine was out here doing his thing. He had extra kids during the marriage, so she didn't wreck their home. Layla is in that man is in home together. They home ain't wrecked. Period. I didn't like how Wendy asked her if he was a good kisser. I feel like, look, that's still someone's husband. I think that's disrespectful to Layla. That's her husband. She's still with him. But Wendy, how your man do? How your husband doing? We should get somebody should just ask. I really wish. I wish the real would bring on Wendy Williams' husband's mistress to tell her side of the story. See how that goes. Anyway, again, she need to sit down somewhere and find someone as her man and not mess with somebody else's man. But again, I'm not going in on her because again, we only can do this to her because Layla and Antoine has been dead silent, and she should have been too. But I mean, she ain't got enough to do, so she went on with Williams. Next up, Blac Chyna. So Blac Chyna, sorry, ooh, Blac Chyna. I don't have my water in no nice little jug. I have it right here. Hold on. Usually, I put the water from in here that I frozen in my cup, but I haven't put it in my cup yet, so whatever. But Blac Chyna. So she was supposed to be on The Real on Monday. Now, The Real all week has Amanda Seales as a guest co-host. And so on Monday's show, they had to cover two segments that was supposed to be Blac Chyna Pub and where she had a pub. But since she did not show up, they had to kind of, you know what I'm saying, feed in to some, not feed in, cover up those two segments, and you could see through the episode that Lonnie was kind of upset, mainly because I don't think people get the business behind it. When shows are live and they plan like, okay, this is this. When someone doesn't show up, it throws a whole monkey wrench in the system. So during the show, they had pubs her being there like in the beginning of the show, but towards the middle, like she's still getting dressed, but she'll be out soon or whatever. But she never came out. And towards the end, when Lonnie brought up, thank you to Amanda Seales for getting here on time for our live taping. And they brought up how Blac Chyna was not able to come on. She has an open invitation to come whenever, but we're a live show, and the show must go on. And you can't get to a live show late and not be ready because again, their segments start when they start. They have commercials to go to, so they can't. It's not like a recorded show where they can they can record your stuff and put it in whatever they see fit. And I seen people like, well, maybe she, trying to, be funny because she could with Wendy and and that whole debacle with Wendy and all that stuff. And maybe Blac Chyna decided at the last minute to not go in support of, I guess, being on Wendy's team. I think that's dumb because as Lonnie said on IG, on one of the posts, she brought up how people don't get that. There are not many talk shows that will let people come on like Blac Chyna. She said her name, but she brought up how, it's hard for certain black people to get on a talk show. And that's honestly true. We can't act like, what I'm saying, what other show has interviewed Blac Chyna besides Wendy? I will wait. Right. So my thing is, if you was pubbing your own show on that dang on Zeus network that I don't think anybody really watches, the truth be told, I don't watch it. I don't even. It's over my head. To not do not even to not come, to not be business minded and call or have your people call and say she can't make it, like she's not coming. I hope she at least did that. It seems like she did not. It seems like they were under the impression the whole time that she was supposed to be there and she just never showed up or showed up so late that she couldn't go on. That's completely horrible. But we also seen the one episode of her show that I did see where her and her crew was arguing the whole time when she was supposed to be on Wendy Williams' show, sometime last season, and how much of a shit show it was just trying to get her to Wendy on time, and Wendy's a live show as well. So I feel like Blac Chyna is her own worst mistake, if you ask me. People trying to go after Lonnie and them, like, oh, The Real is fake. Again, I don't watch The Real every day. I record it every day, and I watch it depending on who's the guest, either the guest on the show or who's the co-host. For the most part, I will listen to like the first 5-10 minutes of it to see what they talk about, and that's it. But they have a show, a successful show. that's been on for 6 seasons. And for Blac Chyna to kind of just disregard them is, to me, it's unprofessional. And I feel like, that's the reasons why some people don't like booking black talent because, of this kind of bull crap. Now, as far as I know, she's fine. As far as I know, she wasn't hurt or sick or whatever. Because again, if that was the case, someone would have said something. It seems like Blac Chyna was just being, irresponsible and not professional. Period. Okay, even when you late for work, you call and say something. Now I call late when I'm late for work or whatever, but you still let someone know, hey, I know I'm supposed to be here to do something for you. I can't make it. Let's reschedule. And I mean, I just think that's not fair. So we shall see the next time we see her on TV. I'm pretty sure she will be on Wendy Williams. I don't see again Ellen. I don't see The Talk. I don't see The Talk, The View, Kelly Clarkson, Tamron Hall. I don't see any of them having Blac Chyna on, and that's just sad. Now there is a couple movies that people are trying to redo. One of them is New Jack City. Now, if you are too young to know about New Jack City, you should not be watching my channel. New Jack City came out years ago. I think it was in '96 or was it '91? I don't know, 90 something, and as we see it start, Wesley Snipes, that's Christopher Williams in the back, that's Alan Payne, and also we see Ice-T, Mario Van Peebles, and I don't know who the white guy who played Peretti, but New Jack City was an absolute wonderful movie. I love it, you know what I'm saying? Scotty, help him gonna die, you know what I'm saying? Chris Rock played a crackhead in it and everything. Because again, it was back in the day. Now they're saying allegedly, okay, it's gonna be a reboot. I'm tired of reboots. I'm completely tired of reboots of movies that came out in the 90s currently. I think anything that came on maybe in the early 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, that stuff, sure, redo it. I don't think New Jack City needs a reboot. However, if they did a reboot, if they did one, and if they did one that did not end the exact way the movie ended, I would be here for it if these main cast members were picked. Okay, so if you've not seen New Jack City, you need to watch it if you're over 18. So Keisha, who in the movie was played by Vanessa Williams, and not Vanessa Williams the singer, Vanessa Williams the actress, who was also in Soul Food and all kinds of stuff. She played Keisha. Step off, Grandpa. Rockabye, baby. That Keisha. So Keisha can be played, in my opinion, by Lupita Nyong'o. Okay, I would love to see Lupita as Keisha. Now, as Peretti, who played Scotty's partner, and Scotty was played by Ice-T. Okay, he was, the one white guy, whatever. I think his character can be played by Joseph Morgan. Joseph Morgan, who played on the originals. I believe he also played on Vampire Diaries, but he played on the originals as Klaus Michelson, and I love him. He's also either married to or he's been dating. What's her name? I forgot her name. Persia White, who played on Girlfriends. She played Maya Jones Jane. Lynn. She played. I'm like, how do I know her name? She played Lynn. So that's his wife. Okay, so I love him. Okay, so he can play Peretti, who was Scotty's person. Now, as Scotty, who was played by Ice-T, this is a different person that I want to play Scotty. Okay, I would want Michael K. Williams. Okay, we know him from a lot of things. Okay, I would love it for him to play Scotty. I don't need him in dreads or nothing like that or whatever, because Ice-T had dreads in the movie. But I would love for him to play Scotty, who was played by Ice-T. He's also the cop who will be undercover. Now, as G Money. Okay? G Money. Am I my brother's keeper? Okay. I would want Michael Ealy. Oh, he's a god. So I would want Michael Ealy to play G Money. And as Wesley Snipes' character, you know what I'm saying? Nicky. Girl, why I say Nicky? Nico. Wait. Nino. What's wrong with me? Nino, playing Nino Brown. I would want Lance Gross. Okay, I think Lance Gross would be an absolute great person to play Nino, because I seen him in the Felicia Blakely story where he played the dude Dino. and he plays bad really good, surprisingly. And I was so surprised at how good he was playing bad that I would love to see his version of a Nino Brown. Okay, so if they were to redo New Jack City, this would be who I would want to take on the role, but I also would want them to change some things in the movie. I would not want it to end the exact same way that the movie ended, okay? But I don't think it needs a reboot, okay? They also want to redo Set It Off, okay? With starring Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, Vivica Fox, and Kimberly Elise. This is an absolute classic movie. It does not need a remake at all. Issa Rae is allegedly doing, some kind of re-imaging, rebooting of this movie. There was a play that came out, was it last year? I think last year, where they did it like, to set off play. I think Keke Palmer was in it. The Brat was in it. I can't think of who else was in it. Was it Kyla Pratt? I think maybe Kyla Pratt and whoever else. But anyway, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see no re-imaging of it. This movie is too much of a recent classic to really be redone. I don't want a re-imaging of it at all. No. No, no. I mean, the only way I could see them doing something with it would be if it was a continuation and they kind of showed where Stoney went, once she escaped, and that aspect. I wouldn't mind, something, but I don't need this. I don't need it redone. I don't need it retold. Just don't mess with it. Just, Lisa, we love you. Finish Insecure. Give us that. Give us, what I'm saying, our episodes. We don't need nothing to be done. We'll set it off. Please leave it alone. I'm gonna go here. So Will Smith is going to be in a new movie on Netflix. He will be playing Nicky Barnes. Okay, so if y'all don't know who Nicky Barnes is, Nicky Barnes is a gangster from the 19 was he in the 70s. He was a drug dealer in the 70s who had a council of different black men in Harlem who ran the city or whatever. Now, when they did the Frank Lucas story, American Gangster, where Denzel Washington played Frank Lucas, they had the character Nicky Barnes in it a little bit. Cuba Gooding Jr. played him in the movie, as you see. But it was really small. It was like he had maybe 2 scenes, and that was really it. And they said that Nicky Barnes in real life was upset that the movie was more about Frank than him, and how small a role he had in it, considering the person he was back in the day. So Will Smith will be playing Nicky Barnes. I'm really here for it. I really, really am. I think it's a smart thing to do. Now, Nicky Barnes ended up going to jail and everything, and he became a federal informant, and he took down like his whole council because he was kind of upset about how things were being run once he was locked up. And so it's, all of that talking about and stuff. Now, he passed away, I believe, in 2012, but no one even knew he had passed away because he was with witness protection all those years once he got out of prison, because again, he had been a snitch. And but yeah, he was on the New York Times magazine, and this is the real magazine cover that he was on back then, where they called him Mr. Untouchable, okay, because no one could touch him. He would get arrested and get out. It was, so I'm here for this movie, and this is why I feel like we don't need reboots of fictional gangsters. There's enough stories to be told of real people. We don't have to keep remaking movies of other people. I'm really here. It's going to be on Netflix, so I'm very much so here for it. Also, Cassie. Congratulations to Cassie. Cassie is a married woman. Cassie, who used to be dating I'll say Biggie. She used to date Puff, and they broke up. She then, got with her man, Alex Fine, okay? She is pregnant. They got engaged and they got married, okay? This is a scene from their wedding. The person who officiated it posted the picture. And it kind of goes to show, like, when you know, okay? And sometimes you have to walk away from situations to find you're happy, because she was with Puffy for years, okay, and that was a lot of foolishness or whatever, but you can kind of see from his post, from her post, that they are very much so happy and in love, and and found each other. Let's just say they found each other, okay? And she's pregnant with their first child, and amazing, amazing things. So congrats to her. Also, allegedly, apparently, they're saying that Erica Mena is pregnant with Safari's child. I said, oh, okay, if you say so, we're gonna let that go. I don't want out of order for my stuff because it's crazy. But okay, so wait. Okay, yeah. So Erica Mena is apparently pregnant. They were saying that she was shooting she did a maternity photo shoot, and she was going to announce her pregnancy, but the information leaked. So I mean, it is what it is. I think the picture will still be beautiful. If she's really pregnant, congrats. If she's not, rumor is a rumor. She already has like a 12, 13-year-old son from a former relationship. So we shall see. I feel like her and Safari may be the only people who can get their own spinoff that people will watch. People like Safari. They do. And I think watching him become a father, they may like that. And hopefully Erica is just calm, held down. She's not as crazy as she used to be. But we shall see if that really happens. These Kardashians. So, these Kardashians, had an episode that came on Sunday. And yes, I used this photo up for a reason. And, it was a couple things that was going on. For one, Courtney, her kids. The Courtney Chloe. Yeah, Courtney, her kids. So she's three kids. And them three kids seem to be bad. Okay, them three kids that someone posted online, you can tell that Courtney kids don't have any black in them because they do not listen to her at all. So we had that part of it. We also had Kim bringing up how oh, people keep saying that we steal other people's men and we don't steal other people's men or whatever. They say how I took Kanye from Amber, and Chloe took French from Trina, and Chloe also took Jordan also took Tristan from his ex Jordan, and that's just not true. We keep letting all these rumors keep going. I'm like, Kim, shut up. Y'all may not steal other people's men, but y'all definitely date men who are not fully single. Okay, and that's what y'all do, with this some bullshit if you ask me. Kim called French on the phone. Okay, I'm gonna take a break off. She called French Montana on the phone, talking about they always said that you was with Trina. He then said that's a lie. I wasn't with her. French, no one believes you. No one at all. And I feel like the fact that they keep bringing it up as if anyone really cares in real life is just pitiful. Okay, y'all date men who not single. Period. Y'all, and that's the reason why there's the rumor, because y'all date men who are so not fully single. Y'all look suspect. Okay, y'all date men who are not single. Point blank. Period. And when Kim said, I can prove, I have receipts to prove I didn't, take Kanye from Amber. The only person who keep receipts is the person trying to cover their tracks. Who has receipts from y'all have been married for years. Who has receipt? Girl, Kim, you're not fooling nobody. Again, you may not have stole him, but he wasn't fully single. But I digress. So the whole thing with Corey and Scott and Courtney and the issue. Courtney's kids are bad. Okay, let's just say that. As she in her own mouth said, sometimes my kids don't listen to me. She said that when they do something wrong, the Penelope daughter, there's nothing that she can take away from the daughter that will phase her. I can take things away from Mason that'll make him get in line, and also from Rain, but that daughter, nothing phases her. So at the table, they bring up how, before they even get to the table at the house, Mason, who was the oldest boy, on the couch, and she said, get up and go fix the table. Like, go make the table for dinner or whatever. He said, I don't have to. I don't have to do no chores. Who are you talking to? And she just got, no, you surely do. No, you didn't. You shouldn't. No, I don't have to. He eventually got up and went into the table. You then seen the Penelope daughter and the Rain son come over. The daughter, hit Courtney in the head. Was it Courtney or Courtney? Popped her in the head. Rain kept being real, I want a cough drop. Go get me a cough drop. Go, mommy, go get me a cough drop. But Courtney, McCoy like, what? Don't. That's not how you ask. But Courtney even realized your kids is rude. And then the Rain kid was getting mad, wanting to punch the mama or the sister in the face. I'm looking like, see, they're unruly. So we seen that first. We seen for ourselves. Her kids are unruly, as some kids are. The difference is Courtney does not discipline them. She brought up how her dad was more the disciplinarian in their family, and she tries to do like he did, but she's a failure. She's a failure. So at dinner with Corey, Chris, that the food dude, the friend, is Jonathan. He was there. Kim was there, and then Scott and Courtney. So Courtney brings up how, well, first before even that, Mason got in trouble in school because he told a kid, "You want to fight?" And we're gonna try to fight a kid because they was disagreeing about like kickball or whatever. And Courtney just said, "Oh, it's okay. You know, you have to go to school and write a letter, but you can still go have your little friendly sleepover or whatever. It's okay because people make mistakes." No, he should have been punished. And so when Scott found out, Scott said, "No, go pick him up. Like that's not good. There has to be consequences." Boom. So this dinner, Courtney then brings up that Penelope scratched the nanny, like scratched her eyes or whatever, like purposely tried to, scratch her eyes. Who does that? Who does that? So the nanny quit. I would too. So Corey then says, "What? Really? If she did that to me, I'll whoop her ass." I felt like it was a figure of speech. That's what I felt because I'm a black woman and I know what a person means when they say that. Courtney and Scott got pissed. Pissed. And I understand why. I am not saying that Corey has any right to whoop their child. Not at all. What I am saying is I feel like Corey should be enough of a family member, considering he dated their mom for so many years that he's around all the time. He should be allowed to have a conversation saying, if it was me, this is what I would do. But y'all should know him well enough to know that he wouldn't really do it. There's a difference between someone having a conversation and acting. Now, this is how we see the difference between when white folks have conversations and when black people have conversations. It's just two different things. A black group of people would not have got to the point that they got to because no one would have took what Corey said literal. We would have got what he meant. But not Scott, not Courtney. Would you with my baby? You would harm my daughter? My little girl? And he's like, yeah, I would have whooped her ass. Still saying it in a way that we know, like, if in our household, if you purposely went and scratched a grown adult in their face because you're 6, you know better at 6, you would get your ass beat. Period. It is what it is, okay? And again, I got what he meant, but not Scott and not Courtney. They were pissed off. I can't believe that. That's what made Corey and Scott start arguing, and then Courtney goes, "He would never be allowed my daughter because I can't. We don't whoop, which is fine, And you see Kim and Chris like, oh shit, like we not gonna say much. So Corey. It got blown out of proportion, in my opinion, if you ask me. However, I understand what Corey meant. I also felt like Corey would not really whoop her, even though he said, I will whoop her ass and tell y'all about it later. But that is what people will say. But you should know a person to know if they would really do that. You also should know someone well enough to know if you can whoop their children. Any child who I'm in the presence of that no child I know will purposely scratch someone. Let me say that. Because the people I know discipline their child, and I don't mean they whoop them or whatever, but they have them in check. Courtney's kids are not in check. They are not. And I feel like once them kids get into school and start messing with kids who can defend themselves, it's your own fault if you are not disciplining them in some sort of way to where they know what they did was wrong. My thing is, Courtney and Scott doesn't seem to me like they discipline their children to where their children should know you should not have done that. Because no. And Courtney out her own mouth said Penelope blacks out and does crazy things, and she can get violent. Well, if she does that with me, I'm gonna beat her ass, and I will tell you later. And when because if your child does it to my child, I then have to tell my child to beat your child's ass. Okay? And I feel like again, every parent should parent how they want to. But at the same time, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a conversation. And I don't think that conversation should have gotten that heated that quick. But I think it was more of a miscommunication over what Corey meant by how they took it. And when Scott kept saying, "So you will whoop my daughter," like, well, yeah, because it's a fictional situation. But I think they felt like, okay, he may really hit her, and he kept like, "I'm not gonna hurt her. I'm not gonna really hit her. I would just sin or whatever." It was crazy. And but when Chris said, "Why did you say anything at all?" So he can't talk, girl. At the end of the day, fuck them Kardashians. Okay, I did not want to spend that much time on that. Lastly, Nick Cannon's getting his own talk show. It will come out in 2020. He was on Wendy, of course, today. He announced that he is getting his own talk show. Now, it will also be under the same company, Deadmar Mercury, Mercury, that does Wendy's show. And I feel like this is the reason they did not give Jerry O'Connell a show. It made no sense. It made no sense for them to give Jerry O'Connell a show if they were going to give Nick Cannon a show. Jerry O'Connell was too much like... Jerry O'Connell was a knockoff Wendy, and it wasn't fun to watch, truth be told. Nick Cannon is just a bit of Wendy. Like, he's like 2% of Wendy because he will talk about hot topics or whatever. But he is 98% himself. And when he was on the show, it was watchable. I didn't watch every day because I was, whatever. But I can see why they would give him a show, or whatever. And, I mean, it makes sense to what that. Now, he he hosted Wendy's show when she was sick. He was one of the hosts. And I think he did it for like a full week or something. Like, was it a week? Yeah, like a week. So he brought up, once he left America's Got Talent, he wanted to do something else. And once he helped host her show, he's like, you know what, I want to do this. I think it will be successful. I was watching, I think Layla Lynn, who said she feel like they may be putting him on there now in 2020. So that when Wendy shows ends in 2022, that he can just take her spot. Because at that point in time, he would have, grew his fan base. And I'm like, I guess. And he doesn't have like a little 6-week sneak peek like Jerry did. He has like a whole full live like talk show and all that stuff. So congrats to him. Now, and what's with us? With the clip going around with Joseline Hernandez and Toya from Married to Medicine. I don't know who idea it was to have her on. I don't want to see Joseline Hernandez on Married to Medicine. I really don't. I know they said that she was a friend to the new potential wife that's on there, and that's why she was there, because she's from her. I don't want to see Joseline on Married to. I do not at all. Okay, and the clip that we seen was them discussing if being a mom should be considered a full-time job. Toya said she thinks it should, and Jocelyn said that she thinks it should not. Girl, to each their own. And so Jocelyn was a little shady. You keep, live your life where you want to live it or whatever, and not paying taxes or whatever. And I'm looking like, I don't want Jocelyn. I don't like when shows that are successful and stupid drama free, bring on people who just should not be there. Jocelyn does not belong on Married to Medicine. She's not married. She's not medicine. No. Put her back on WeTV. You can put her back on VH1. I do not want her on Bravo. I just do not. I don't want her on none of the housewife shows. Nothing. Okay? I don't even want her on Black King Crew. And I don't even like that damn show. But I digress. Lastly, Ice-T wife Coco put a story up, and she told people how she still breastfeeds her daughter, who was 4 years old. And so she brought up how daughter still eats regular food and everything, but before bed and before naps, the daughter wants a boob, so she still breastfeeds her 4-year-old daughter. And you know what I'm saying? Look, she brought up how she loves it because it's this bonding time for her and her daughter, and how she said she know when the daughter no longer wants to do it, she won't be ready for that. Okay, I'm not a mom, but I fully believe that women should be allowed to breastfeed. Period. My question is, how old is too old? Okay, I've heard people say like 2 is the cutoff time, but the daughter's 4 years old. Okay, suck on the tit. I feel like if you can't like this use the breast pump, like it's again it's for is I have a lot of friends who have children and who have breastfed, and I don't think any of them breastfed past maybe a year and a half. Yeah, like a year and a half at the most 2. I think my one friend at 2 was her cutoff because I'm saying, the baby was able to ask for it. And at that point, you're like, no. So again, how far or how old is too old to breastfeed your child? Is Coco being weird, and not weird for lack of a better term, but is it different that Coco is continuing to breastfeed her daughter when she's 4, and as she said, she is not ready to stop breastfeeding, and when her daughter is ready, it'll be hard for her. Like, what if her daughter wants to breastfeed at 8? On Game of Thrones, that damn boy was a teenager breastfeed. Okay, he was like 13 breastfeeding. I cannot. So moms out there, put your comments in the comment section. Okay, I think 4 is too old. I think 2 is the cutoff. I think past 2, pumping and is fine. But I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I'm done. Peace.